Hello, this is Marianne McGuire of letgoandknow.com. I'm really happy that you're here with me today. So I wanted to talk about something that I've been witnessing. I'm sure you have too. And that's the whole area of how we perceive the masculine and feminine energies. I think that a lot of energy is used in judgment of masculinity and femininity and what it all means. And when we come to be at peace with it, so much energy is freed up and we can enjoy who we are as physical beings. And I say physical because who you really are is beyond gender. I feel so comfortable about my own femininity now. I love being a woman and trusting my body and in tune with nature, following what arises while being grounded in Mother Earth. When I was younger, though, I felt in the background that I had to, there was kind of a feeling of having to prove myself. Oh, I can do what a man can do. There was just this kind of pushing feeling that I had as a young woman. Like I remember I would have felt too vulnerable really to comfortably wear a dress at, kind of that 18 age. And I remember we bought land, so I would have been in my mid-20s and we built a house. And it's kind of a big project, like it's a straw bale eco-friendly house. And when I say we built it, I mean we built it with our hands. There was no architect or anything like that. Like my husband's really gifted with that. But I always remember there was a money reason behind it as well. But I remember driving the diggers and driving the dumper, and I do it differently now. I do it again. But I'd have a lot of self-care. I'd take breaks and all that. I remember going for like 5 days straight and my knees were bleeding and my throat was sore from inhaling diesel. And I was like, oh God, I'm a girl. It just got a little bit too much and it was like, enough. But I love having those experiences because then I can shine a light on what I know there was a practical aspect to that, but why when I was young, oh no, I have to find out how this car works and learn the mechanics of it, and well, I can plaster as well, I can do what a man can do, and it's just, oh my God, it's just so not necessary. There are good points behind it, but I just don't think it's necessary to come from that kind of an energy. Of course, I outgrew all of that, and I absolutely adore being a woman now and feel totally blessed and privileged to be in a woman's body, to be honest. But yeah, when I was conditioned, as I imagine many of you were, the feminine was insignificant. It wasn't to be taken seriously. Intuition wasn't valued. Feminism was mocked, really, and the masculine ruled. So obviously, women will, react and live from a defensive stance, or try to maybe prove themselves equal. God. So not necessary. But the whole paradigm, I feel, needs to be looked at. That way of control is from the unconscious masculine. That's really the point I want to make. That's from the unconscious masculine. What's true and magnificent is the conscious masculine. Obviously, the conscious feminine as well. But I'm just shining the light on this because there's a lot of bashing going on. And that, I feel, is what needs to be nurtured. So it's not that women are superior and men have caused all the chaos on the planet, so let's go against each other. I'm just aware that there's a movement of celebrating the feminine. Oh God, I'm so grateful for that. That is completely wonderful, of course. But I don't know if you've noticed, there's a simultaneous bashing of the masculine happening, and that's just not helpful at all. Polarization won't help us blossom into all of the yumminess. Only integration and going beyond does this. So let's celebrate the conscious masculine. It's so good. I mean, I personally love the difference between men and women. And very often people try to blend them and negate their gifts, and men are confused and men are trying to act a bit more like women and women are trying to act a bit more like men. And I kind of, my heart goes out to younger men. They feel totally confused. They don't know what to do. They're trying to be all things to their woman, and then their woman is getting frustrated at them. They're not acting manly enough. And then women feel burnt out because they're unable to receive. And this is not necessary. None of this is necessary. And anyway, we're all multifaceted beings. We all have multifaceted aspects that are involved in this dance. And when we embrace these, we can live a magical life where we can be present with all of it. So, femininity, masculinity, your power, your yielding, your creativity, intuition, direction, action taking, intellect, heart, on and on and on. When you choose to be in flow while choosing to take action according to your intuition, according to your intuitive guidance, the straight lines, the curves, the swirling energy, the bliss of living your life with your head in the clouds and your feet firmly planted in the earth. One isn't necessarily more valuable than the other. It's not like masculinity or femininity is more valuable than the other. All of it is valuable and all of it is available to us. You can go within and explore what you need out of all of these gifts. That will reveal the ease and the joy and the excitement and the peace. Your truth, that's what reveals it. You can use all of the gifts available to you. Just be willing to be open to all aspects of yourself, the intelligence in the cells of your body, your magnificent mind, your soul, spirit, all aspects in the game of life. We can see so often that other experience of imbalance, which is women acting like men, wanting to win the ego games at any cost, maybe so that they can feel safe. Many women just don't feel safe in a woman's body, so they arm up. They don't dare to be vulnerable. They don't realize the true power that lies in embodying the divine feminine. And of course, as individuals, we each have within us both masculine and feminine. The glorious peace comes when we embrace and embody both the conscious masculine and the conscious feminine. It feels so good and natural and peacefully powerful. I adore my masculine side. It serves me in every area, in my business, setting boundaries, taking action, being decisive, direction, all of it. I am it all. I love it. It's not outside of me, even though I'm a woman. I don't feel it's outside of me. It's so much fun when you embrace whatever experience of masculine and feminine that calls to you. For example, I love many things, two things in particular, which I think is kind of funny when you put them together. I love belly dancing and flying helicopters. I love doing both. They completely light me up, even though they're very different activities. And I believe they come from the two different kind of masculine and feminine. But look, it goes beyond that. Why do we even have to label it? But it just kind of tickles me pink when I think of that kind of thing. And for men as well, I would say embrace the conscious feminine. And as women, embrace the conscious masculine and then go beyond. And we can marry the two to experience the fullness of who we are. And of course, I don't want to leave anyone out. This also happens in same-sex relationships. Usually one partner will have more or less masculine or feminine energy. So when they're true to themselves and don't force anything, it works. It's the same for all of us. But it is important not to fall into the trap of defining yourself by roles or descriptions, because this only leads to a limited perspective and it feels tight. Ideally, you wouldn't analyze all of this, you'd just be yourself. But we have layers of conditioning to live with, or not. It can be released, integrated. And people use polarity orientated concepts like masculine and feminine to refer to themselves. But we're again multifaceted beings. We don't actually need to measure ourselves in this way. It is what it is. I'd just like to shine a light on how good it feels to let go of concepts about masculine and feminine, or women should be nice and quiet, and men shouldn't cry, and just on and on and on, and embrace the conscious aspect of both and have fun. Go beyond, explore living from being. And of course, this has an effect on society, on the world. When consciousness unfurls within the poles of masculine and feminine, the heartbreaking imbalance of gender inequality, for example, can begin to heal. When we came into the world, we weren't aware of all of this. Then the shaming and judgment and control started, and the confusion arose. We could just be ourselves and choose to be free from tight concepts as long as we play this game consciously and authentically. When we come from who we really are, there's no distinction anyway. In truth, there is no separation. But to play this physical game, we can choose to embrace and dance with both poles of masculinity and femininity, unite them at the center, and go beyond into love. Thank you for being with me today. And if you want any more information, you can pop over to www.letgoandknow.com. Much love.